G'day viewers, I'm going to try and find some bloody fittings for this. Might have to just use some Ryco hydraulic fittings, 80 ones I got to actually fit this these fittings on this accumulator. I'll have a good scrounge around anyway, see if I can find something. This will make a pretty good little air cannon. Oh viewers, I'm bloody pissed off. I cannot find the correct fittings for this bloody accumulator. I could put a barrel on that side, that would be good for a barrel, but I've got too much bloody restriction using this JIC type Ryco fitting. Basically a Ryco fitting has a sphere on the end of it in some fittings, and it sits inside the countersinks, inside of the another fitting here that it screws into. This JIC fitting is designed for a pointed, rounded fitting that screws onto it. So there's too much restriction. I'm stumped with this one, I'm afraid. So I've resorted to Plan B, VN series accumulator. It's a lot less well built than that one, but because it's a bigger vessel, it should take the same amount of pressure that can take. After many, after much stuffing around, I was able to get some broken stretched fitting there. It's not so damaged that it can't take the pressure. It'll be perfectly fine for the pressure I'm using this at. Put another that is actually an agitator nozzle assembly for these agricultural sprayers. They sit in there. There's a nozzle that goes in there, like a gurney nozzle, and it cuts the chemical up. It's just one of those, that inside bit there that screws into the tank. There's an O-ring on that side that goes in the tank side. Basically, this is just a broken one. There's supposed to be a bit that goes on there, which screws on the inside there. This thing here screws onto it with a filter in it. This is just a buggered up one, so I was able to shave off one of the broken bits on the grinding wheel and tap a 3/4 inch BSP thread for this old fitting here. Then adapts this pressure gauge so I can monitor the pressure. I could use the original one from the car, the electronic one, but I need to come up with some way of actually getting a reading off it. I think it's actually a switch that cuts out, so I could use that original cutout switch when this gets to maximum pressure. I need to know what the actual maximum pressure this thing can take safely. So I got it up to 60 psi, and yeah, I was able to put a moderate dent in a sheet of iron, corrugated iron, using that as my sabot or wadding. Just a bit of rag. I cut it up with a knife, and that sits in there nice and snugly to take up the pressure. And that's one of those bloody ratchet tie-down straps, the centre bit that the belt wraps around. Another fitting there. So this has a much better size available here. I bloody twisted this thing off though, damn it. Luckily I didn't damage it, so it's still safe. Just got to come up with a way of adapting that so I can hook it up to a compressor. I'll just use the JMac air blower. Stuck the nozzle in there, and that was it. I just held that firmly, and I did it up to about 60 psi for testing purposes. Not bad actually. That gauge is buggered, but I'm really short on decent bloody pressure gauges. I've got to make up the shopping list. Got to buy some decent air pressure gauges. I'm pretty happy with it. 1/2 inch tap there, bore valve, and no restriction from there and there. So that's the best way, best method I can come up with at the moment. So let's give it a test. Ramming that in there, just it presses a valve enough to get that to that pressure. That's all I can get in there at the moment. A little ram rod here goes in there, stops it about there so it doesn't jam all the way up against this fitting in here. Let's give it a test. No leaks, it's holding pressure quite well. I'm using some Loctite thread locker, works good as a sealant. I'm not going to bother getting my tripod out just for this test, but let's see what it does. Impressive. That's a good result. Well, it actually hit. I hit there. Hang on, the scratches are already there. Hit there. Ooh, the corner of it hit. That's actually quite a dent there. It's about 1 millimetre deep. There's my wadding. It's a piece of tea towel I've cut up and follow where my projectile went. Amongst all this scrap. I'm sure I can use a bolt some old bolts, I cut them up and sharpen them into a point. They'll work much better. But at that pressure, I'm quite happy with that. I'm sure I can go up to 100 psi safely on this little accumulator. Anyway, that'd be enough for now. Thanks for watching.